Hello, Tomasz Mans from Syntegra here, and today I'm going to present you a nice technology called Webhooks. Webhooks is a great technology to get notified about any changes in your system, and the beauty of the technology is that actually you can use one mechanism to get notified via different communication channels. Today I'm going to show you quickly how to configure incoming webhook in Slack, Google Chats, and Microsoft Teams. Let me start presenting webhooks configuration from Google Chat. Configuration webhooks in Google Chat is the simplest from all three tools. So all you need to do is to go to the space. We would like to receive the incoming webhooks. Let's go to the upper menu, select Manage Webhooks, and you need to enter the name of the incoming webhooks. And after save, you will get the URL that is required to send webhooks to this space. So let me show how we can do it. I use Visual Studio Code to show how to send webhooks from Linux or Windows. So first of all, I'm going to update the URLs from the incoming webhooks we already created. For Linux, of course, and Bash, we need to escape the ampersand symbol, and now we are ready to go and enter it in the Ubuntu shell. Now I can go to Google Chat and see the message is there. We got it. And check it. We sent Syntegra says hi from Ubuntu Bash. And now we're going to send Syntegra says hi, but this time from PowerShell. So let me copy the PowerShell snippet. On the right hand side, I've got PowerShell terminal, so I can pass this snippet here. And let me check the Google Chat window, and yes, we've got it. We've got the Syntegra says hi from PowerShell. So it looks that all is configured here. So it's time to move to another tool. Now we can see Microsoft Teams. In Google Teams, configurations is also really straightforward, but it's slightly more complicated. So first of all, we need to go to a particular team, a particular channel. Now we need to go to options, to the menu. Now you can see connectors. So we click. And next, what you need to do is search for incoming webhook. If you see it, you need to click configure. And the parameter you need to provide is the name of the webhook. So I've just typed it and just need to create it. Next, you can copy the URL, and we are ready to go. The thing that is sometimes very important, that is if for any reason you lost the URL, you would like to get the URL again, the way to get the URL from created webhook is slightly different. Of course, you need to go to the connectors as well, but if you go to configure, you will see the form for creating a new webhook. So how can I get the old one? It's easy, but it's sometimes not obvious. But there's under the manage section, there's another section called configured. And if you go to this particular section, now you can see your webhook. And now if you click manage, you can copy the URL again. So I grab the URL. So let me go again to Visual Studio Code, and now I'm going to repeat the same steps. So now I'm going to pass the URL, 1, 2, we check if there's an ampersand now. So now we can just type the Ubuntu snippet into Ubuntu. It's written 1, so it seems that it may work. So let's go to Teams. Oh, and you can see San Diego says hi from Ubuntu Bash. That's awesome. So now we do the same for PowerShell. And let me check if it's going to work. Okay, I can see status code 200. All looks good. No, great. You can see San Diego says hi from PowerShell as well. So it looks that we managed to configure incoming webhooks for Teams as well. So let's go to another tool. The final application I'm going to present to you is Slack. We are going to set up webhooks, incoming webhooks for Slack channel. So the configuration is straightforward, but a little bit more complicated than in Google Chat or Microsoft Teams, because now we need to switch from the client actually to browser. So it might be a problem or not, but just be prepared for that. So first of all, we need to go to the menu and select apps and look for webhooks, actually incoming webhook. Now you can click the icon of the application, and now it's important information that actually application is no longer recommended. And also, as you can see in the description, please know this is a legacy custom integration, that's the way for Teams to integrate with Slack. On one of my previous videos, you can see how to set up modern integration, incoming webhook integration with Slack. It requires setting up an app, a team app, and use incoming webhooks feature for the Slack custom application. It's quite easy, but the old way is a little bit more straightforward. So this time I'm going to present that this way, and it still works. So now we need to click in the configuration button, and now will be forwarded directly to Slack's site. Now we need to add application to Slack with the nice green Add to Slack button. Is the place that we need to pick up the channel we're interested in. So it's quite slightly different than in Google Chat and also in Microsoft Teams, because in the both application we actually worked in the context of channel, but here we actually work in the context of whole application. I mean to point at the channel in channel context at that point. So please remember that we configure here the channel. So next we need to click Add incoming webhook integration. And here is the whole site. It contains many things. It's slightly different than we saw, for instance, in Google Chat. It's a massive amount of information, but what we are interested in is this webhook URL. So we can copy this. Please bear in mind that here is also an URL, but it's a different one. So copy the one from the end. And now it's time to save settings and go to the code and do our snippet test. We've got also two snippets. So we pass the URL here in the bash section and underneath in the PowerShell section. So it's time to, maybe I should clear the terminal first. So we pass the the bash. We can see a little OK here. So it's going to work maybe. So go quickly to Slack channel, webhook. Nice. You can see syntax is coming from Ubuntu Bash. Okay, that's great. Let me do the same with PowerShell script. And how it's going to work? Little magic. No error. Status code 200. That's great. Go to Slack and just as a reminder, all the URLs you and me already created using Slack incoming webhooks, Google Chat coming webhooks, and Microsoft Teams coming webhooks, all the URLs may be used directly in the both webhooks endpoints web methods. This is part of public API of Santiago components. Santiago is a specialized e-commerce integration component. So if you got any problem with e-commerce operation, data transfer, feed syncing, we've got many specialized products that might be used for some reason. And all the products actually use webhooks for notify the site users. So if you would like to see what is happening in your integrations, here's the place that you can enter all the URLs and get notification on your favorite communication platforms. Take care.